Hey guys, welcome to my December 2023 budget reset video. I honestly cannot believe that I am filming this video, that next month is the final month of 2023, because where did the year go? Like, oh my gosh, I honestly cannot believe that we are at this point already. But I am excited to share this budget video with you because it's December. We were going to be celebrating Christmas, spending a lot of time with friends and family, and for me, traveling again because why not? And yeah, so for today's video, I do have my trusted laptop here with me, so I will be shrinking myself to the corner when I start walking you through my budget template, what I am thinking I'm going to bring in the month of December, and exactly how I'm going to spend that money. But before we get to actually doing the budget itself, it is imperative that I look back on the financial goals that I set for last month, so this month of November, right? Because I'm filming in November, and see where I am with those financial goals, if there's any that I need to move over into December or any that I may need to adjust. So on the floor right now, I just spent the last 30 to 45 minutes looking through what were my goals, financial goals for last month, then what are the goals that I set to accomplish in the final quarter of the year, again financial goals, and how am I getting on with those. Then thirdly, what do I actually want to focus on in the month of December. This is something that I do all the time before I sit down to film these reset videos with for you guys and all of that good jazz. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to look at what were the financial goals that I set for the month of November, and I have my daily planner here as well as my legend planner, which is also here, where I had written down, I write in here and in there as well. So I'm going to quickly walk you through the November financial goals. Then I have my other planner. This is something that I got from when I was actively blogging with the Next Blogger event. So it's just a plain notebook where I just write a lot of my goals. In there, I have written down the goals that I wanted to accomplish in the final quarter of 2023. So firstly, let us look at the goals for November, financial goals for November of 2023. So the first one I had was to stick to £250 spending budget for my trip to Mauritius. So if you watch my videos, you know that I went to Mauritius for about 10 days. Earlier in the month of November. I had an incredible time. This trip was my annual planning trip. I used this trip and previous trips to this in previous years where I just planned for the new year. So I have planned out everything that I would like to accomplish in 2024, and hopefully this week I'll be able to film that video for you guys and have it ready before the end of November or the first week of December. I haven't really decided yet, but I know I'll be filming that sometime this week. So £250 spending budget. I actually spent almost zero when I was on this trip because it was a reflection, a resetting, a planning type of vacation. So I wasn't going on any excursions. I wasn't doing anything outside of what my package. I booked an all-inclusive package, so which meant all of my meals, food, drinks, all of that was covered by the resort where I stayed. So the only money that I spent in total was, firstly, when I landed in Mauritius, I decided to get an eSIM card. That cost me about 15 euros, about £13. Then when I got to the resort, I also bought, what did I buy? Actually, no, first thing I bought was water, bubblegum. Yeah, I think I just bought water and bubblegum at the airport because I was so thirsty, it was so hot. So I bought that, and then I bought the eSIM. Then when I got to the resort, I think on day 3 or day 4, I bought from their store, they had these gorgeous little handmade bags. So I bought that. I bought a shot glass because I'm done buying, okay, not completely done, but instead of just buying fridge magnets, because my fridges are all full with the travel magnets, I'm buying shot glasses now. So I bought a shot glass, and I don't know what else I bought, but that all came to, so the eSIM, the water, and the suites at the airport, plus the shopping at the resort shop, came to about £50. So I had a budget of 250, but it came to £50. But then when I was leaving Mauritius, I decided to get a couple of bits, and I ended up buying myself a bag by the brand Guess, and I love it. And it cost me about 110 pounds. So again, that was, yep, so I ended up spending about 160 or 180 pounds in total. So I was still within my budget. Then my second goal was to send additional money towards my debt. So if you don't watch my debt-free videos, you won't know that I have two debts that I'm focusing on, three in total, but two that I'm focusing on. One is a personal loan that I took out to renovate my home for £25,000. The second one was the additional mortgage that I borrowed on this very home to buy my third rental property. And then the third one is one that I'm tracking-ish, and that is to pay off my handset faster. So my mobile provider, line rental provider, also loan, well, I got this phone from them as part of the deal, but I'm trying to pay this off so that I can only have a SIM deal with them. So that's the third day that I'm focusing on. And when I do my November recap, you see how much I've actually sent towards my debt. I've definitely accomplished this goal of sending additional income towards my debt, because one of my goals that I have for Q4, sorry, was to bring my debt down to a certain number, and I'll talk about that in that video, but also slightly in this video as well. My third goal was to restart my sinking fund savings. I did that. I filmed a video, I think, at the beginning of the month, and I shared with you guys how I'm restarting all of my sinking funds, because the final sinking fund that I was saving for 2023 was this month, the month of November, and that was for my car tax. So I paid that at the beginning of November. So now we're restarting with all the sinking funds. So I was able to do just that. Then the final goal that I set was to stick to a £500 Christmas budget. I haven't bought any Christmas presents or anything Christmas related at the time of filming this video, so I'm gonna put this as not accomplished, because I haven't spent any money on Christmas whatsoever. So those are the goals for the month of November that I had, the financial goals, and 3 out of 4 is not bad at all. I haven't failed the final one, but I haven't also started, so yeah, we're just gonna leave that. But yeah, so that is the financial goals for November. I'm now going to move to the financial goals that I set to accomplish in the final quarter of the year. And since we're going into December, it's prudent of me to look at these goals and see how I am tracking and if I'll be able to accomplish any of them. So the first goal that I have here was to not start 2024 with any credit card balance. At the moment, I do have credit card balance on 2 of my credit cards because of the trip that I had back in November and all of that good jazz. I spoke about this in a video, I can't remember which one, but I shared on this. So I am still a little bit away from actually not having a balance, so there's a possibility that I might carry a balance, but we shall see, because I'm going to work hard to make sure that I start 2024 on a clean slate. But if I don't, it's not the end of the world. The second one was to reduce my personal loan to under 28k, and as of the time of filming this video, I am just a little bit over 28k, but for the November amount that I will be paying, I would definitely be under 28k. So that's something that I know I'll be able to accomplish easily. Then the third goal was to aim to save at least £2,000 in my rental emergency fund. Because of all of the financial happenings that I've had with my second rental property, I have had to fix up the bathroom. I have to now replace the hot toilet. So that money that I saved, I am also using. I almost got close to saving to £2,000, but I'm not going to be able to be honest. So we're just not going to count this goal at all. I mean, I would just put it as not accomplished, because even though I got close, I still have to spend that money, and there's still more stuff that I need to do for that property. So this one, I definitely know I'm not going to accomplish. The fourth one was to reach, at least try to reach 25k in my ISA, 40k in my pension, and 15k on my SIP. 25k in my ISA, I am 23 and a half. So I don't know if the market behaves. I might be able to reach 25K, but I'm not betting my lashes on that. So we're just going to see what the market does and how much I can contribute. The 40K in my pension, my work pension, I reached that earlier in the month because I changed up my salary sacrifice, so I increased it and my company matches that, so I was able to reach that. And then 15K in on my SIP. I actually just checked, I am over 14K, so I don't know, but all of this was, to be honest, a lot more wishful thinking on my part than anything else. But we shall see what the month does. But if I do, great. If I don't, again, not the end of the world. Then the fifth one was to reach 400K in my net worth, because that's what I started the year with. Then a lot of financials happened in the year, so that brought me down. But I can confidently say that I reached this because as of last week, we are at 401K in my net worth. So I'm doing really good with this. I'm not too disappointed with where I am with these goals. With the credit cards, if I'm able to clear the balance, great. If not, that's fine. With the investments, if I'm able to reach the numbers that I have here, great. If not, that's okay as well. So those are the goals for Q4 that I wish to accomplish. Now for December, the financial goals that I have, I decided that I do have another trip, a final trip of the year that I have coming up somewhere in Europe. So I'm telling myself to stick to a £250 budget. This one is not an all-inclusive resort, so definitely some spending will need to happen here. So I'm saying 250 to myself more than anything else. Send additional income towards my investments, because I would like to add as much as I can to my investments. December is when I do my asset reallocation, so I'll be looking at what I'm investing in, if it's still making sense for me, and which ones I would like to focus on in 2024. So I'll be doing that, and I would like to add a little bit more money towards that. My minimum right now is 300. If I can do 500 pounds, that would be great, but we shall see. Send additional income towards my debt, just like I've done in November. I would really like to boggle down on this debt and pay off as much as I can in December. And then the final goal is to stick to Christmas budget of 500 pounds. So the goal that I have not accomplished yet in November, I'm just moving it to December, because December is Christmas, right? So I'm going to spend some money. I just don't know how much, but I'm telling myself, if you're going to spend money, make sure it's less than 500 pounds. So those are the financial goals. Now that we're done with the financial goals, I'm going to move over here, and we will just start going through my tracker, which you can find on my Etsy shop. It's always linked in the description bar below. So we'll just quickly go through my budget and see what I plan to work with and exactly how I think the money is going to be spent. So I'm going to start now. So as you can see, I am thinking I will be working with 6,100 as a minimum from all of my sources, which are listed out here. This, you can see all of the sources, and then buffer. This is money that I'm carrying over from the month of November into December, because I do have a lot of bills that come out on the first of the month. So I try to make sure I have that amount of money in my account, but I also get paid in the middle of the month. So, and my bills are at the beginning of the month. So there is that. So for the main bills, nothing surprising here. It's all still the same. There's nothing new here to really talk about. So I'm expecting to spend over 1,700 towards my main bills. Then when I move over towards my rental bills, for my rental bills, again, nothing surprising or new here. So I'm also expecting to spend over 1,800 towards my rental bills. Again, no surprise there. There is nothing here that is out of the ordinary. And then for variable expenses, with variable expenses, I have increased my groceries because it is December, Christmas. I'll be hosting my family in December, so my budget is definitely need to be higher. I've also increased my tithe and giving because, you know, it is December. I'm a Christian. I believe in giving. So this is something that I do all the time. But December specifically, I'm looking to not only help out my own family members, but also my community as well. So if I don't donate in terms of money, I'll see if there's food that I can give to the shelters in my community. So that's why I have increased this. Socializing, fuel, this stays about the same. I always try to aim about 75 pounds. I do have a Christmas dinner with one of my friends. I do have my friends coming over to my house, so I'm hosting twice, but we are all bringing like our own foods and stuff like that, so I won't be really spending money on that. And yeah, so yeah, I don't think it'll be too bad in terms of socializing. And then for fuel, I do need to drive to the airport, so fuel, I'm budgeting the same as I normally do. Dining out, I'm not expecting to be eating out too much. This is for my takeaways as well as when I do go out, so not really expecting to do much of that outside of socializing, like the dinners that I already have booked out of my house, in my house, so that's fine. Subscription, this is just, I think I don't have any other subscriptions coming up in December, I do not believe. I think outside of my unlimited Kindle Unlimited, I don't think there's anything else, but we'll still stick to 50 pounds, because if there isn't anything else that is due to come out in terms of subscriptions, I'm just going to send this money towards my debt or investments. Travel, even though I've put 50 pounds in here and my goal is to spend 250, this is additional money that I have that I'll be focusing on that I've not included in here, but there'll be certain things that I'll have to use the money I'm earning in December towards that. Shopping, I always have something like 50 pounds for shopping. Sometimes I spend it, sometimes I don't. And if I don't, it goes to my savings or investments. Transportation, so this is if I'm meeting up with a friend, like we do weekly. We exchange, she comes to me, I go to her. We both work from home and we try to use one day a week where we meet at a coffee shop. So that's that when I'm using public transportation. Housing, toilet paper, air fresheners and stuff like that. Personal care, so getting my nails done and all of that good jazz. This would need to increase in the new year, because I'm spending, at least if it's a month where I get my hair done and then my nails and my eyebrows, that's at least 200 pounds. So we need to work on that and just increase this. But anyway, I have a food box that's under 35 pounds. Coffee, because I do love having coffee dates, so I'm budgeting 25 pounds. And then gifts, because I do have one birthday, but I'm gonna buy the birthday present in November, so this is why I'm not budgeting anything for December. Personal growth, I'm not budgeting anything. Miscellaneous, nothing. And then I never budget anything for business, because business earns its own money, then I bring it in together and then I just put in how much exactly I spent for business. So that's where we are. So I'm expecting to spend over £1,000 on myself, my business, as well as giving to others as well. Then if we move over now towards my savings and my investments, like I said, my minimum that I send to my investments is £300, but I am hoping that I'll be able to send at least £500 if my budget allows, but we shall see there. Then I don't budget anything for my Plum investment. This is an app that helps me round up money from my spending and then send that money towards investments, my general investment account, as well as saving. Emergency fund and vacation fund, I'm not sending anything. We're gonna start all anew in January, so we're not sending anything. But even though sometimes I say, like in November, I say I'm not sending anything, but I've sent something to all of these pots except for the vacation fund. Sinking fund, I always have a minimum of £50 to send towards my sinking funds. Rental fund also has a minimum of £50, so about £400 is how much I'm expecting to send towards my savings and investments. Then for my debt, like I said, I do have debt that I need to pay off. So for the personal loan, I'm expecting to send a minimum of £700. My minimum is about 650, 680 thereabouts, so I just try to round up to 700. Then my nationwide, this is my advanced mortgage. I have a minimum payment of between 350 to 380, because variable interest rate. So if the interest rates fluctuates, this might actually be more, but my minimum that personally I want is 400. And then for my device, my minimum repayment for that is 27 pounds at the moment, but I try to pay a minimum for me of 50 pounds, so that is over 1,150 pounds that I'm expecting to send towards my debt. So overall, this is how I'm thinking I'm going to be spending my money. Over 1,700 towards my main bills, over 1,800 towards my rental bills, over £1,000 towards my variable expenses, about 400 towards my savings and investment, over 1,100 towards my debt, and that is a zero-based budget because every single one of my 6,100 that I'm expecting to bring in December has been accounted for, and all of it has been given a job. It's not here yet, but it already has a job for when it lands into my account. Any additional income that would then come into my life will be sent towards investments, towards my debt, and towards saving as well. I always make sure that I give my money a job, so it's not just sitting there, because when it's idle, it starts making its own decisions, and I don't like that. So that is my December 2023 budget reset video. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments if you have already done your budget, if you've already thought about what you would like to accomplish in the month of December of 2023. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in my next one.